Does Yoshi have teeth?
Not that I've seen.
Okay. Is it just gum?
It's just tongue.
No, it's tongue.
Just tongue. Sure.
I mean, look. Given the fact that you eat someone and they're an egg like that, I do
Yeah.
not want to know what's going on. In that
Yeah, I was
nervous
gonna say
system.
you'd hope there's no teeth going on there. I was gonna ask if Steve had teeth as well, but I don't really want to dive down that.
George, how many teeth did Scott have?
2.
Two.
He's got one big one at the top and one big one at the bottom.
Fair
That's-
enough. That is fair.
Oh, hang
Oh
on!
my God! Okay.
How?
Surprise!
So not even the easiest.
I was gonna
to set up
say-
the pattern?
I mean, this matchup still sucks for Yoshi. Like,
Oh, is this matchup bad?
yeah,
for
this
you?
matchup is quite bad for Yoshi.
Okay.
Oh, alright.
Like, her aerials beat out ours. The back air is like
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really difficult to deal with. And I think also the one downside with the Aegis pick is obviously like the really exploitable recovery. And Yoshi timing it right. It's a little tricky, but you can get some very, very early kills. But of course, you know, Jester, I mean, you know, we've all been in the scene for a while. I'm pretty sure Jester would have played his fair share of Palutenas. But again, have you played one as good as Shaneak? Ooh, hang on.
I think one of Shaneak's biggest strengths is his mid-range play and how he just controls the mid-range a lot. And that's because that's mostly an Inkling thing, but also Palu does the same thing. She is controlling the mid-range with those backers and nails. But Jester,
Jester.
Say.
wow.
Because you got your
Version's
veins
on
against
point.
me, but the secondaries ain't gonna work. Look at the pickups.
I was gonna say, this is the thing. His conversions off of like landing up air are so damn good, and that is really where Yoshi makes a lot of his money. And there
that
it
was
goes,
quite sad.
finally.
I agree the R there because
so
that
much
was just
work, and then
that
just
was
like
just so
that lasting
unfortunate.
up
Yeah.
smash is catching him.
like,
It's the
literally
upper
like
glove.
lingers, you know.
Man, I need to play probably the loser of this and
Really?
bracket, so I'm not looking forward to it.
So you're gonna be like taking notes during this one, you know, while
It's true.
commentating. Okay, right. That's how they
I need
land.
to- I need to see.
Ooh, I love that attempt on the B reverse egg lay. Such a stylish option as well. And of course, a lot of people, you know, you like to shield on that platform. You don't want to get hit by one of Yoshi's ridiculous aerials. So that egg lay works out super duper well. We're seeing that particularly in the later games against Maze Beans, where there was a lot of conditioning to hold shield, and then Jester just started egg laying like his life depended on it.
That was a quite a big product of the FD pick as well, because you don't have any platforms to sort of mess you up, and you can go behind the walls and get that mix up.
And I feel like Shaneak's starting to creep back into the set now. The first game kind of started off, you know, guns blazing.
Yeah.
For Jester, but now I feel like Shaneak's kind of settled in with the Palu, found the feet, and is kind of swimming right now, you know.
I think in this matchup, the no shield poke thing is also quite important, because Palu shield pokes your shield when near a lot. So I think that's actually quite a big thing in this matchup as
Good
well.
point, to be fair, yeah. There's going to be a lot of shield picks usually with Palu, you know, naring a shield, you know, maybe even the back air as well might creep in. But obviously with Yoshi it's not going to work. The up smash, not the best hit.
Yeah, the weak hit isn't quite going to do it just yet.
Unsafe
And
jab,
I
yeah.
like that
Yeah.
awareness, the perfect punish there, because I was thinking maybe you're going in for a dash grab, maybe you're going to
grab,
miss spay.
yeah.
I would have up smashed and looked like a damn fool, but Jester, a better player than I, just managing to get the perfect punish in that situation, and we're seeing, I don't think there is a jump available, the up smash just covering each and every option there, and another one just about, but again, it's over and over. Jester just about managing, but look at all the percent he took in the meantime. God.
Yeah.
This is so dumb, yeah. Oh, he does have a jump, and yeah, don't just well to get back. Jester's still hanging on. But I mean, Shaneak is just covering everything.
Really
Literally,
good
no
body
matter
pressure.
where Jester goes, Shaneak is there.
It's just the nature of edge guarding Yoshi, right? Is that even if you're sort of rinsing and repeating 5-6 times, oh my god, what was that
Oh
hitbox?
my
The
God,
dash attack of
To the left we go.
That was another 10% before that killed. I don't know what the game was saying.
I know, just a little bit optimistic, but this is the hard part, right? Is that like near enough anything, auto reticles leading into tech chases.
Like
He's
what?
at 211.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like, Shaneak just needs to breathe on this dinosaur. There we go.
There it is.
One
Really
big breath
like
right
it,
there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whoosh.
Back rows are pretty laggy. It's quite good to be able to overshoot on those. Back rows getting a ton of lags compared to Smash 4. They nerfed that massively. Forward rows are still pretty lagless, but the back row there that Jester did, it sort of gets messed up in this game. Especially if you've been using defensive options before, because the defensive option stealing thing is also an ultimate.
But yeah, obviously game on the board for Shaneak.
Yes.
That, you know, what some might have considered a strange counter pick, but doing very well with the Palutena. Of course, you know, we've seen how Jester can adapt in these situations. I think the scary part about fighting a player like Shaneak is that when you lose that game 1, suddenly that counter pick advantage is out of your favor. Because we could even if it's a game 5 situation, right, you can beat the Palu when another character comes out. Shaneak gets a game, you beat that character, and then game 5, you've got to deal with a brand new character for somebody who is one of the most, I would argue, fundamentally sound players in the UK. And this is a really scary position here, but just managing to nair out of that spot, just trying, you know, manage to catch the double jump, but oh my goodness.
And that's the double jump gone.
Yeah, it is, and I'm not actually sure Jester's landed.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, this is the trouble, though. How do you just land against Palutena sometimes? Like, she can just juggle you for days with the up air, and if you find a way in there where you got a forward air coming to your face, or even neutral air.
It is a weakness of Yoshi, is that against certain characters, he can really, really struggle to land sometimes. Just, that does convert into forward smash at certain percents. I feel like Jester just not quite committing to it, not quite being sure, and also that point at the ledge as well. Just great awareness of knowing when his options are going to start working and when he should sort of save it in the back pocket, because again, it's a really, really strong kill option if you can get it to line up. And just, what a call out on the spacing there. Jeez.
I feel like there's been a lot of call-outs as well on Shaneak's side, just like, you know, catching Jester in shield, or just in like moving around like ill-advised places, and just, you know, checking him for it every time. Good on Shaneak for kind of recognizing where Jester's going to be and actually making it look like a Jester.
Yeah,
Ooh.
oh, and this is where things get really scary. Lovely neutral air dodge there. Jester's been using that a lot just to get back to stage. Sometimes when you're trying to land as Yoshi, it is about picking the lesser of two evils. Even if you go for quite an obvious air dodge, if you do manage to get to the ground from it, even if you're taking 20-30%, you get all your resources back.
Right.
And that was a ballsy edge guard there, just trying to catch Shaneak all the way in the right blast zone. And that trick right there, that instant double jump down B, it will break a shield at around 2/3, but you've got to have partially damaged it, and it's a shame that sort of the trick didn't quite work just yet, and that is something that Shaneak is going to be keeping an eye out in sort of future interactions.
I mean, you just see that Jester's just trying anything to get this stock going, but Shaneak is just playing around all of it. Obviously, like, kind of hunting on the kill of their own here. The downer comes out, but again, just sends Shaneak at a weird angle. Back air finally lands, though. Does get the kill, and Jester 85, though, on the 2 stocks. So obviously in a dangerous position still.
We on the board? Barely. Okay.
Very barely.
Still on the board, though. Yeah, and we can see the fact that Shaneak's got a really good idea. I think that's the hard part with Yoshi, is that at these early percents, a lot of the things that Yoshi's going to go for, be it, you know, the approaching back airs, the landing up airs, they do have a similar range. And so if you're just aware of that range and play around it, but this could be pretty spicy, but Jester doesn't manage to get much of a conversion out of it. Again, 20% conversion is nothing compared to a 70% one. And another back throw, another situation here where Jester's got to somehow get back to stage against Shaneak, and that explosive flame just catching the drift away.
So difficult to land against this character, and I mean, Jester, I mean, you can see there that just really, really struggling. But obviously, you know, still yet to actually find any big hits of his own. Does land a back air there, but not really do much. A big down, but forward air even. Again, still, it's just nothing's enough yet. Shaneak is just playing around all of it.
Oh, that was a strange setup. Back throw, explosive flame on the platform. It gets you a big, massive combo. If you hit the explosive flame, you can get another up air, a couple up airs maybe. And it does
I don't know if that was
massive amount of
or
damage.
not, but either way.
It nearly worked out, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
mean,
Like,
yeah,
it nearly landed.
It works.
It reminds me of something like a car and F throw into a platform into an up air that covers the entire thing.
Yeah.
And I'm really surprised that sorry, that Jester isn't going for these jab lock setups. You know, he's getting these hits, so he's putting Shaneak in bad situations, but he's not looking for the jab after. He just waits for maybe a nair or a forward air drag down, or back air drag down.
I think to extend on that as well, the one tool that we're really not seeing is the down tilt as well. I feel like it's a really good option. If you get that tipper hitbox, it's always going to lead into that tech chase situation due to the fixed knockback. So it's really particularly in a matchup like this where realistically you need to stay a little more grounded than you would want to. It's a really good option at any percent just to get the tech chases going. And that's the thing, Jester, we've seen in previous sets, he loves those tech chases. He loves being able to chase down his opponent and just about getting the stock, and just read the roll in as well, but just... Right, we can get to another one. Three.
See, I was gonna say.
4. Hang on, are we getting any more? Any more?
Watch it work this next, like.
Yeah, next
three,
one. Next
three
one,
up
man.
smash
Guaranteed.
is gonna
I
work.
refuse to believe it.
Hang on. We can see him gearing up.
What's the odds? Odds on. It's the third one.
Honestly,
Might not even need it, honestly.
I'm not sure Jester still got his jump. I'm not, oh, just about. There we go. And I love
Yeah,
the ledge
as
trump
well.
attempt, but Jester being one step ahead here. And that's the thing. Yoshi's damage output does not matter when you're getting nailed at that kind of
He
percent.
just flew.
Yeah,
He literally just disappeared.
that was some. I'm going to nice and spacey for a kebab DI.
Yeah.
One of the things that's really important in this set so far is that I feel like Shaneak is really respecting Jester's walling in center stage, whereas in the inverse, Jester's not really respecting Shaneak's walling in center stage positions, and is getting hit by a lot of those back airs and down tilts, whereas Shaneak's completely avoiding the with Yoshi's back airs. It's quite a bit easier when you have an invincible shield, but I feel like when you play Yoshi or when you play against Yoshi, the reward for back air is so high that you just avoid it at all costs. Sometimes, you know, it's better if the reward is better because you refuse to get hit, as opposed to people trying to push through Palu's back air and get right through into it. Because the reward's pretty good, you know, 10% in the rough stage, but it's not the same as Yoshi in any way.
Right, 2-0 to Shaneak right now. One last chance here for Jester to get on the board. Otherwise, Shaneak going to be taking this with a clean sweep. Again, like, you know, as we talked about, like, I feel like Jester needs to kind of just really capitalize on any openings that he's able to find, because I feel like Shaneak not really giving him any openings means that, like, obviously just nothing's really happening. Like, obviously you can see how difficult it has been for Jester to get down, and obviously when you're just stuck at this disadvantage and you're not doing much in an advantage state, the few that you're given, it's difficult to kind of get anywhere in a set.
And the thing is, it feels like Jester's playing like a little bit hotter as well. Like, we are seeing these sort of longer strings come out towards the end of that second game and into this third game as well. But the thing is that the disadvantage, or I suppose I should more credit it to Shaneak's advantage with the character. The fact that he is able to just hold Jester in disadvantage for that long. And I think I like the patience from Shaneak when doing disadvantage, because honestly, it's very tempting sometimes to just try and sort of like steamroller through Yoshi when he's got a lot of resources. And sometimes it is, you know, you got to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And eventually it does work out, even at these higher percents. You know, it doesn't matter if you're getting Yoshi to 150 if you're still winning those neutral interactions, but that drag down into the forward smash, true combo there. Excellent stuff from Jester, getting himself right back into game 2.
I would say we haven't seen that from Jester yet, but that is such a useful thing to do. And what a way to get back in this again. But Shaneak does throw him back off stage, keeping them in those nail loops as well, get a bit more damage tacked on. Just got to try and find a way back in, but we know how potent Shaneak's ledge trapping is. I mean, like there, you can see Jester found a way back, and Shaneak just said, nah, okay, you're going back off again. Like, I'm not done with you quite yet.
I feel like Palu's such a good character, just negating a lot of options that, you know, some characters have. Like, I think she is one of, like, the gatekeeper kind of top tiers, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, if you can't beat Palu, then it's like, you're not going to be doing too well against other characters either in that type of range. And damn, Shaneak just pushing ahead and ahead and ahead. They got a clear lead now.
Yeah, I mean, that was so unfortunate as well to, like, just as, like, be tickled almost by the explosive flame. But, I mean, Shaneak right now is kind of cooking. I mean, Jester's got to try and get back in this.
Coast to coast, bro. You see that? One hit, down there to reset on the left side. Keep going, you know?
Yeah, we're seeing some of these tech chases begin to come out from Jester, but again, he can't get too much. Like, it doesn't matter if the opportunities you're doing really well in, when you can't get the opportunities to start with, you're getting very, very few, very, very little rather, from Shaneak, and it's so difficult. It's a real good way of putting it, fam. Like you said, sort of how oppressive she can be in limiting options.
She just says no to a lot of things you want to do. Like, can I do this? No, you can't. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yoshi's one of those characters where versus most of the cast, you know, you're getting back, but Palu says no.
Yeah, I think that's so difficult. Real convincing 3-0 there from Shaneak. Again, sort of delving into those deep pockets that he has in terms of other characters, and very much holding on to the fact that, you know what, I've given up on this matchup. I would love to speak to Shaneak about.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if Shaneak is down to, like I say, it'd be great to speak to him before their set with Maze Beans.
I think that was a really good pick because we seen at the end that conversion. It was like a back air or maybe a forward air into a down air into a forward air, and it really felt like an inkling conversion in some ways, where it just flows like butter into one another, and you'll just then follow up with an explosive flame. That could be akin to like Inkling's bomb after your advantage state.
Hello, have a seat, brother.
Take a seat.
Of course, welcoming to the stream, Shaneak. How you doing, brother?
I'm alright, thank you. Yeah.
Good.
How are we feeling after that set as well?
I wasn't really too happy with how I played against Jester, really. I felt like I was dropping quite a lot of stuff, but I think like that set's helped me play a lot better.
That's got to help sort of reset yourself as well.
Yeah, like I guess building patience, right? Because Yoshi was...
Yeah, I was gonna say I think we've had like brief conversations, and I've heard you speaking to the other people, but like Yoshi's definitely been a character that, in terms of your character lineup, you've sort of taken a little while to sort of fixate on, right, this is the character for it. We were expecting the Aegis pick, I must admit. Is there any particular reason you went Palutena over Aegis?
I don't want to get edge guarded. That's it.
True.
You know about it.
Real.
You know what? We
And
didn't
you
talk
certainly
about
did that.
Yeah, and that, because that is the thing, like, you know, like...
Question though, is there a reason you didn't swap for against Rob, but you instead did Yoshi?
So I think versus Jezzo, it felt less like a matchup issue, because it's a matchup I'm very practiced in. Like, I spent a lot of time playing with like friends, for example, but... Yeah, it just kind of felt like I mentally wasn't there, like, with that set, really.
Yeah.
Well, either way, good luck.
Yeah,
So you got Maze Beans now, I believe.
Yeah.
So that'll be
good
a
luck.
big one.
It's been a good time so far.
Yeah,
so.
of course.
Glad you've been enjoying
Thanks
it.
very
Good luck
much,
in
Shaneak.
bracket.